This Yahoo was sent in by Amanda Morhamy Aponte. I think I crushed that.
Ooh.
Amanda, thank you. It's by Yahoo Answers user. Sorry, something has gone wrong. Let's call nope, sorry, something has gone wrong. What the fuck, guys? Yahoo, fix your shit. Let's say their name is Morgus. Morgus.
Okay.
Morgus.
Morgus.
No, you're saying it wrong. Morgus.
Morgus.
That's better. Morgus asks, what would Quantum Leap have been like if Scott Bakula's character were played by a horse? I'm just wondering if you think the series would have been as well received if a horse had played Dr. Sam Beckett. How do you think it would have been different? What horse actor would you choose to replace Mr. Bakula? I said his name twice there in two different ways just to sort of hedge my bets.
What?
Read the question again. I can't even fucking parse it.
Because it's so great, I agree. What would Quantum Leap have been like if Scott Bakula's character were played by a horse? Just wondering, what are you tripping up on? Which part of this are you tripping up on? Instead of the human Scott Bakula, we're dealing with a horse. A horse is Dr. Sam Beckett. Traveled back through time, but something went all wiry, and then he ended up in a baseball legend, and then he had to be the baseball legend. So he was a horse, but everybody else just sees the baseball legend. But it's a horse, so he can't.
So he's a horse in a human body.
Okay. Yes. I'm saying this horse, I'm saying we're going to have an episode that is going to teach everyone, including a young Griffin McElroy, about the difficulties that people went through during the civil rights struggle. But they'd be struggling even more with like opening a door because horse hooves.
Griffin, I think the thing that most trips me up about this question is the question, would it be as well received? Because basically what you're saying is, if I almost completely changed inherently what could possibly happen in the show.
Disagree.
Are we? Okay. Okay.
We're changing one thing, and that is the species of Dr. Sam Beckett from human. We're going to take that. We're going to hit Control F, find all human replaced with horse.
Now, but here's my question, Griffin. Is it a talking horse scenario? Is this a Mr. Ed? Or is this just like a Black Beauty scenario where it's just a horse?
Right. Am I going to get a scene where like one aide confidentially whispers to another, why is President Kennedy eating oats? Like all the time, always eating oats.
Mm-hmm. Sam, it seems like in order to get the leap this time, you're going to have to be Elvis and perform at the Grand Ole Opry. Do you think you can handle that? Oh, shit. Probably not, it doesn't seem like. I think singing might be a little...
you don't know English.
It doesn't seem like you, or any language for that matter.
I guess it's true what they say. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him leap.
And then he would laugh, and then he would leap. The episodes would be very short.
And then he would leap.
What I think we can all agree on is that Al Calvici.
Yeah.
Rear Admiral.
Google his last name?
Rear Admiral Upper Half, Al Calvici. While everyone else sees the person that has been leapt into, Al continues to see Sam Beckett. So, by extension, Al would see a horse doing human things all the time. So, basically, what I'm saying is Rear Admiral Upper Half, Al Calvici, would have the best job on planet Earth. He would be telling you about his job. I actually think it would
be better received. Put in that context, the show would probably be better received.
Yeah, like, how's your job, Al? Yeah, it's actually, like, really good. What I do is I watch a horse pretend to do human things, and everybody else tries to figure out why the human is acting like a horse. It's basically like a delight, 9 to 5 delight, constant delight.
Was your client able to save Jacqueline Kennedy? No, but he did take a poop in the middle of the Oval Office.
Let's use that specific Emmy Award-winning series of episodes where Dr. Sam Beckett hopped into Lee Harvey Oswald. Fucking, by the way, if we joke about quantum... Listen, guys, we tell a lot of jokes about Quantum Leap in this show. Go watch that series of episodes, because it's fucking stellar television. It's about as good as TV gets. Let's talk about, though, I think that situation would have played out differently if Lee Harvey Oswald, instead of having an itchy trigger finger, had gun-proof hooves. How is he supposed to do it? How's he supposed to do it?
That's true. Maybe this explains the whole thing, right? There wasn't a third man. There was no shooter on the hill. What happened was he was just as fast as a very fast horse. Lee Harvey Oswald could run at very fast speeds, and that enabled him to take all the shots himself.
Of course.
Didn't even think about that.
I want to revise my previous statement, by the way. It would not be a great job because the novelty, like, you have to think, Rear Admiral Upper Half Al Calvici would not have a very good job because in order for Sam Beckett to leap, he had to fulfill a certain set of criteria. I think we could all agree that a horse leapt into a human body would not be able to fulfill almost any of the criteria that Dr. Sam Beckett had to meet in every single episode in order to leap. So what I'm offering is this, that it would permanently be a horse in the body of Tom Stratton, an Air Force test pilot about to attempt a dangerous flight. So it would just be a horse trying to fly a plane forever, and he wouldn't be able to. So it would just be Al, like, Al, how's your job? Well, my job's pretty bad, actually. I have to watch a horse try to fly a plane every day.
Over and over. I'm stuck in some kind of purgatory state.
What if he leapt regardless of whether he succeeded or failed? And so his job would just be watching as a horse freaks the fuck out while Patricia Richardson gets strangled in, like, the back of a car or something like that. Actually, Patricia Richardson was in the series where they were in a radio station on strike, and I don't think anybody was in mortal danger that episode, but so incompetent is this horse Beckett that Patricia Richardson would find a way to get, like, stabbed to death by Chubby Checker or some shit.
Griffin, you are the resident Quantum Leap expert. Let me ask you a quick question.
My wife is a Quantum Leap expert. If I know anything about that show, I have gained it through osmosis.
Is there any, like, backstory or explanation of where Al goes when he's not, like, because he's in his present time, right?
Yeah.
As a hologram talking to Sam. So he, like, goes home and, like, hangs out. So he's got, like, there would be scenes at a bar where he's, like, talking to the bartender about that stupid fucking horse Beckett again, not being able to figure out stairs, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that would definitely be a scene we would see.
And that bar is called Cheers. Do you remember that happens on Cheers, right? Where fucking Al Calvici just, like, walks in and everyone's like, Al! He's like, how's your job today? It's like, pretty bad. I watched Patricia Richardson just get the life completely strangled out of her while a horse, like, did nothing. Hey, that's pretty crazy. That means none of those words mean anything to any of us. Yeah, I know.
It's hard to find people to commiserate with me. I have a question for you. The Quantum Leap is obviously a series that played with time travel. So there is no reason to think that Al's life would have to happen in parallel with it. What I'm saying is that he could queue up a bunch, right? Like, he could just bang out a bunch of them in, like, an hour his time and just hop in where Sam need, like a disc jockey who's, like, pre-recording his bits for a whole 4-hour shift. He could just bang out, like, 3 episodes worth in an afternoon. You know what? I'm going to revise my previous statement. Al Calvici has Rear Admiral Upper Half Al Calvici has a great job.
Yeah,
because
that's a good
from, like,
job.
9 to 11:30, he has to watch a horse fuck up, like, 3 different things. And then he gets to go home for the day and read books and drink lemonade.
And listen, at worst, he jumps back in to check on it, and the horse is dead, and he's free. He's free.
Well, no, he would just leap into a different horse.
Wait, but if the body that the anima of Dr. Sam Beckett was inhabiting died, did Dr. Sam Beckett not die? Was there like zero mortal risk for him?
That's a tricky question, Travis. There is one episode where he's in a prisoner on death row, and he gets put in the electric chair, and he leaps while in the electric chair, which makes me think that death can move him on to the next puzzle to solve.
Oh man, I wish they had played with that concept more.
I wish, by the way, that situation I just described, you heard that and you thought, like, wow, what could they hop into next that would follow, like, the dramatic conclusion of an arc where he's in a prisoner on death row who gets executed, and then they follow that, like, heart-wrenching drama up with, like, oh no, you jumped into, like, a silly boy. You jumped into a clown. Oh no, looks like I'm a woman again. How am I supposed to walk in high heels? Like, hi, you just died, Samuel.
I have to revise my stance on Rear Admiral Al Calvici because of the episode A Leap for Lisa, season 4, finale, Sam leaps into the body of Rear Admiral Upper Half Al Calvici.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Al Calvici's day where he's like, he shows up to work and he's like, so what's on the agenda today? Oh, well, there's good news and bad news. Actually, just bad news. A horse took your body and now a horse is in you forever. And
I think those would be the days where the other hologram guy, the really like ineffectual, weird one, who only jumped in for like 3. There was another dude that like was there sometimes that wasn't Al. I don't think it was Ziggy. No, I'm not. There's another guy. I will be vindicated by the internet.
I mean, there was an evil leaper who had their own Al, but it was a woman. There definitely wasn't another Al that they popped in when fucking Dean Stockwell was drunk and they couldn't get him on set.
There is, Griffin. I am so right about this, that there's another guy. He's a little bit pudgy, and I think he had like curly hair. And he was sometimes there, like, filling in for Al when Al was busy.
What are you talking about?
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's absolutely real. I'm gonna Google it right now.
Yeah, Google Fat Al, idiot.
He wasn't called Al. It wasn't like he was Al 2.0. It was like another, like, hologram
There were other
guy.
people working on the project with them, but there wasn't another person that was allowed to get in the holo chamber. What are you talking about?
There was.
This is all the Gooshie side plot has been edited out of this episode.
It's gonna be very confusing for people when they listen, and it just goes straight from
listeners.
the money zone to this.
If you're just rejoining us, you have just been spared a 10-minute conversation about Gooshie, a real Quantum Leap character that leapt in to help Sam Beckett once when Al was busy, and it was not a very good segment, but it was all about Gooshie, and you really can't deny that. Thank you, Dennis Wolfberg, for your one contribution to My Brother and Me, and I'm sorry that it was left on the cutting room floor.
Maybe one day, fucking archaeologists will unearth the Gooshie tapes, and everyone will have a nice laugh about the screaming argument Travis and I got into about Gooshie's. Whether or not Gooshie, literally, if you want to know what you're missing out on, yes, of course I know there was a Gooshie. The screaming argument we had was whether or not he ever entered into Al's holo chamber. And I don't want to revive the argument, but I'm still very frustrated about it. I never thought that an argument about a man named Gooshie would ever take place in my life, or that I would ever feel so sure.
Another family apart.
Yeah.
There was a virtual season of Quantum Leap that was all fan fiction, and one episode called Fallen Hero was about the death of Gooshie. Someone was so anti-Gooshie that they wrote fan fiction about the time he died.
Anyway.
That's savage. So this has been My Brother and Me.
By the way,
it's a little bit of a short episode, but if you'd gotten the full Gooshie tapes, it would be a long episode.
Short in that, it was previously an hour and 45 minutes long. And most of that was Gooshie chat. By the way, if you listen to this and you work at Telltale Games, first of all, legally you have to tell me or it's entrapment. Second of all, I will for free, I will write the plot bible and dialogue of a Quantum Leap adventure game series. I will do that shit for free. Tell me what it takes. Be so
and hey,
good.
would it kill you to throw Gooshie in there?
It might kill me. Because I think I've developed a heart condition from this, again, screaming argument that Travis and I had about Gooshie's.
Can you play... Okay, Griffin, I have a special request for you. Can you include the entire Gooshie segment played at 1,000 times speed? Or maybe 10,000 times speed in this segment.
It would just be like, Gooshie!
I want you to include it here at the end of the podcast. So if someone is so inclined, they can take that audio, slow it down, and enjoy the entirety of the Gooshie conversation.
I'm actually not going to do that because I'm embarrassed about how passionate... I don't get passionate about anything in this life anymore. I got very into the stuff that I thought happened to Gooshie and Quantum Leap. Very, very into it.